Our guest today is Kevin Kostelnik of JoyCamp. You may remember JoyCamp's entry in our Operation Paul Revere film contest. Their YouTube channel pushes out a lot of pro-liberty-minded comedy, and so far it hasn't gotten them suicided or killed. So JoyCamp is really good at taking serious political issues and then twisting them into a warped pill that's a little bit easier to swallow.
Yeah, that's sort of the aim that we do over here, is we try to take the truth and make it funny so that people can digest it a little bit easier.
What do you say to people who think that comedy isn't the proper medium for politics?
Well, we say they're right. You know, there shouldn't be any room for humor in this world. It should be all serious all the time, nonstop. No, seriously though, we would say that, well, Benny and I'm sorry Benny couldn't be here with me today. He sends his hellos to all of you, but we're big fans of Manly P. Hall, and Manly P. Hall has a great understanding of it. He says that there can be no great philosophy of life without a sense of humor, and there can be no sense of humor without a great philosophy of life. So that's sort of our take on it, and we also really like the Oscar Wilde quote, which is, if you're going to tell somebody the truth, you better make them laugh, otherwise they'll kill you. So I would tell those people that in the interest of our lives, comedy is necessary.
Well, especially after one of your latest videos, I'm sure you're going to get some death threats after your take on World War III. Let's look at that video now.
Assad also issued a stern warning about Western retaliation. Chaos and extremism will spread. The risk of a regional war exists.
Welcome back to the World War III pregame show. Another showdown in the Middle East for America. This, of course, piggybacking on classic matchups with Iraq, Afghanistan, and most recently, Libya. The undefeated America is steamrolling its way to world domination, and the question is, will anyone be able to stop them? Will Syria represent the revival the Arabs have been looking for? Reverend G, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, praise the Lord, okay? Another war is on the horizon. I could not be more excited. Let's take a look at America's track record. We've had to overcome a lot. We've got conspiracy theorists just popping up left and right, and of course terrorism.
Yeah,
we can't forget about terrorism. Threatening our freedom every single day. But the wild card here that nobody saw coming, and not a lot of people are talking about, is Israel.
And Big Ben Netanyahu says he's prepared for any scenario. Israel will respond, and they will respond with strength.
Well, Kevin, you were really rooting for America, so you agree that we are exceptional.
Absolutely. I think actually secretly all of us in the video were rooting for America. I think that everybody is rooting for America secretly. But no, but seriously, we're not really rooting for World War III.
World War III, yeah.
Hopefully people understand that that was a joke.
Well, you'd be surprised.
I know. We do get surprised, to be honest, with how many people think that what we're doing is serious or that it's not a laughing matter. And I mean, for a moment of seriousness, we really do. We're truth seekers at the end of the day. And we just love comedy. We love George Carlin. We love Bill Hicks. We love Dave Chappelle. We love these people that have figured out Russell Brand. He had a great interview with Alex Jones recently. And we just love the way that these people are able to convey the truth in a nice package for people that otherwise wouldn't really pay that much attention to it. It's one thing to sort of preach to the choir, which is great. Our videos give a sense of relief. We offer a sense of relief to people who are aware of these subjects, but to other people, like people of my family and people that we're friends with, this is a great way to enlighten them about a subject and make them laugh at the same time, because we've realized that once you make somebody laugh, their guard is down, and at that point you can pretty much plant the seed of truth, and then you just kind of let the rest work itself out, and hopefully they'll let that seed grow and nurture inside of them. And that's about as much as we can do. Yeah. Masking truth and laughter is very, very powerful thing.
Definitely. It gets really heavy sometimes in the news studio, so sometimes it's nice to be able to lighten the mood.
Oh, I agree. Somebody wrote us recently on Facebook. They told us that they go to, InfoWars and Red Ice and all these other websites to get their information, to get the real information, and then they come over to JoyCamp to get a little sense of balance in their life. You know, they digest a lot of really intense information, and they have to find some type of relief, some type of outlet. So at JoyCamp, that's really what we're offering. Beyond spreading the information to people who might not otherwise be all about it, we also offer this sort of sense of relief and balance for people that are all about it.
Well, so you actually tackle something that's very newsworthy in your latest video, the iPhone 5 NSA, which is hilarious that people don't get it, that their biometric data is being stored in this phone, and it's cool, it's my thumbprint, and you guys really nailed it with that video.
iPhone 5 NSA uses speech recognition technology, so you don't have to bother yourself with remembering things or consulting your brain for any information ever again. Just ask it for the time, the day of the week, what your name is, sports scores, anything really. You can ask it anything. It puts your brain in your hand and into our database.
We've also developed what we like to call blackout technology, which allows authorities to block video and photos whenever they feel your security is in danger. For instance, if a political rally is ambushed by a conspiracy theorist demanding answers, the police can black out every phone in the crowd, so his questions are never heard or seen by anyone.
Reporters, do your job, please. Ask some questions.
And once he's silenced and his coordinates are locked in, iPhone 5 NSA takes care of the rest.
Just a question, man. How are we supposed to know the truth when we can't even ask a question? It was just a question. That's all it was.
So Kevin, what do you think about the fact that you can make these videos, you're kind of making fun of what's happening, but probably in about 6 months we're going to find out that it's actually true and they really are using our data like this?
Well, that's why we made the video Suicided, so that nobody would ever think that we would actually kill ourselves, like some of these people do. So we put that video out there. That's our statement, loud and clear. But honestly, the process is cathartic for us. I think we get so wrapped up in finding out the truth behind things that it kind of builds up in us. And to be able to take it and turn it into something light, something that we can laugh about and share with other people and hopefully get other people to laugh and think about it too. The internet is so full of unprofessional fluff, just cotton candy. You know, you click on something that's supposedly funny and it comes and it goes. And so we're trying to hopefully offer something that's a little bit more intelligent, something that people can laugh at and think at the same time, because that's really what it's all about. So I didn't mean to diverge too far off your question there, but at the end of the day, we do what we do because we're truth seekers and because we love comedy. And the two of them together is just like a complete catharsis for us. We're able to vent, to let everything out, and to share that with the community online. So it's been a blessing for us the last year and a half.
Well, one of your videos talks about the internet kill switch, which is a big topic kind of going on in the news. The former NSA director, Michael Hayden, indicated that he'd like to see the U.S. adopt a style of web policing that communist China uses.
Yep.
And bloggers there are being forced to confess their crimes against the government on live television.
Oh, my goodness.
So
beautiful.
You guys would have so much to apologize for. So is there anything you'd like to confess right now?
We would be hung from the highest tree, I think, if that was the case. You know, screw them. I don't know. You know, at this point, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing regardless of what happens. We do fear, we have seen YouTube channels be taken down. And we have a little clip of that at the end of our Suicided video. So there is some fear in us that, you know, they could just shut it down. And that is in part why we made that internet kill switch video, is to show the funny side of what life is like without the internet. But obviously, we wouldn't be connecting without the internet. So it is very powerful. And I feel like all of my friends online at this point are pretty much truth seekers, and I wouldn't have that connection without it, because Benny and I here in Los Angeles, we get people that come and visit us and hang out with us now because of JoyCamp. It's great. They find us, they like us, they send us a message, we communicate, and then eventually we have them over, we meet up with them. And the number one thing that we get from these visitors, these truth seekers like all of us in your audience here watching, is that they feel alone. They really feel alone. They have no one to talk to, or their family thinks they're crazy, their dad yells at them, whatever it is. It's a common thread that we've been finding with these people. But most people are innately good, and they want to know the truth deep down inside of them. So it's weird, man. All these people, they have all the parts inside of them, but the conditioning of the society has steered them in one way their entire lives, that they don't know how to connect with people who are thinkers. And so once you get those people in a room together, they just vent and they let it all out. We get these truthers into our apartment, and it's like they finally met somebody that they can talk to, and they just let everything out that they've had built up inside of them forever that they haven't been able to talk to other people about. So we're finding that this, going back to the internet, connecting with people, connecting with your neighbors. We live in a 9-unit complex, and we're friends with everyone in this complex. And they all know what we do, and they're not all necessarily truth seekers, but they can laugh at what we do, and they can communicate with us. So communication is absolutely essential. The information is out there. Sources like InfoWars and other people are putting it out there, but communicating that information to people, to the mass audience, is really what we think is crucial at this stage. Getting the information out there to people who wouldn't otherwise look for it before. Letting people know that it's cool to be smart, that,
and to question
that it's cool
what's going on.
to question things. Yes, that it's hip or it's trendy or whatever it takes to get people to stop that mentality of you're just a conspiracy theorist and start thinking like, oh, wow, this guy actually knows what he's talking about, and I can see that his life is better for what he has been researching and what he knows, and maybe my life can be better. So maybe I can talk to him more. Maybe I can reach out to my neighbor more. Maybe I can talk to people in the streets more about this kind of stuff, and really just find that human connection. That's, in my eyes, that's what is, not to give this long, drawn-out answer to your question, but in my eyes, the biggest thing is that people need to just connect with other people, to just let down their barriers and realize that we're all in this thing together. There is a small, powerful elite of pathetic, white, old, cringy, creepy men that outside of their suits, outside of the uniforms, outside of the security are just nothing. They are absolutely pathetic nothings. So once we can all connect and realize that they're manipulating us and that we're all in the same boat, there's no Democrat, there's no Republican, there's no left, there's no right. We're all in this thing together. Communicate and do good in all that you do. It's really as simple as that. Communicate with people and do right, and your life will take you exactly where it needs to take you.
Well, and your internet kill switch video showed that it's really not going to be that bad if Obama does flip that switch, because we'll get out there and enjoy our life again rather than being sucked into electronics. So
exactly.
What do you have coming up? What's next for JoyCamp?
We have, we have one other video that's already filmed and already mostly edited, and I'm sure that the audience here is probably all big fans of the cult classic John Carpenter's They Live. We are too, and there's a very infamous fight scene in They Live between the two main characters of the film. And the fight scene is something that we basically replicated. We did our own JoyCamp version of it to show the metaphor. Somebody wrote us a message, in short, somebody wrote us a message. They said, can you guys make a video about what it's like to wake up the unwakeable? So we created this fight scene from They Live, recreated, I should say. And that should be out in the next week or two, ideally, and it's very funny. And I think your audience here will get a good kick out of it.
Well, I cannot wait to get that email, because, yes, I am subscribed to your channel.
Awesome.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much for being a part of JoyCamp, an amazing pro-liberty comedy troupe. We appreciate what you're doing here at InfoWars.